Hello friends, so the battle with Inver is going to have to wait due to some technical limitations. I'll explain in a bit, but I believe we have a few rival battles coming up on this bridge, so let's go ahead and do that next. There we go. And who would call me K-Meister, but of course Shauna. So, hey, do you know what's about to happen? Of course, assuming it's a Pokemon battle. That's right, we're gonna battle. We are Pokemon trainers after all. This is cool because in this game, Serena or I can't remember the dude's name, but you have like one main rival who's like the character you don't play as, depending on if you're a boy or a girl. And you have like three like friends that are not really rivals, but you're all trainers, so you're all kind of rivals. And Shauna is one of them, and I think this is the first time you get to face her, or at least the first like major time you get to face her. Only through Pokemon, but could still be a challenging battle. We're going to use Water Pulse, probably our best move here. She is faster though. I'm surprised her Pokemon, at least her Delcatty, is only level 49. Some of the, I don't know if they're Ace Trainers or Rangers or whatever we've been facing, have been a higher level. Let's go for Aqua Jet, because that'll make us go first, and it should be enough to knock off Delcatty. We are a special attacker, not a physical attacker, but yeah, still enough damage. Saved us from being attacked one more time. And Chestnut, who I guess she is the third starter then, because I have Delphox. Serena has the Greninja, the water one, so that makes sense. Alright, well I did just teach Sen Sludge Bomb for coverage. Let's go with that. Spiky Shield. That's kind of like Protect, and it'll do damage to you if you use a contact move. I think it's damage. Yeah, I think it does damage. But we do not have a contact move, so that's fine. Seed Bomb, however, will knock us out since it is super effective. And Chestnut is a pretty strong Pokemon. Train one of those in my Omega Ruby boss battle series. Okay, against a grass type. Oh, let's send out... Should we do a fire type? Let's do a fire type, yeah. Starter versus starter. And we sort of doubly have the advantage here, because we're Psychic and grass, or Psychic and fire. Psyshock... Actually, I don't know. It might do less damage because it attacks on the defensive side. I think Chestnut's probably more defensively bulky than specially. Let's use Flamethrower. Luckily, Psyshock is not a contact move. And two of those in a row, okay. I think there's a 50-50 chance, or a 2 out of 3 chance of it failing if you use it twice in a row. But she got a little bit lucky there. Right, not quite a one-hit knockout. Like I said, Chestnut is pretty strong. But a 2-hit knockout should do it. This is so annoying because it's just like wasting power points and wasting turns. It's not like she has leftovers and is gaining health or anything. I guess if I was using physical moves too, it'd be a little more annoying. Alright, and her last Pokemon, I don't remember. Oh, that's right, Goodra. I did know that. Alright. A very strong Pokemon. Not sure if she's level 49, because minus 49 hasn't evolved yet. But, okay. Not the first time a trainer has had, like, a quote-unquote illegal Pokemon. Let's go for Light Screen, because Goodra, it can be a physical or special attacker, but it has slightly higher special attack. This one, however, is going to use a physical attack. Alright, and Lumi has fainted. So I'm going to be a little bit risky here. And bring in our Sliggoo. Same level, but unevolved. It would be really cool if we could win this matchup. Now we are faster, that's a little bit surprising, but I will definitely take that. And I'm hoping that Goodra's only move is going to be like Dragon Pulse. Earthquake, okay. Their only Dragon move is going to be Dragon Pulse, because we have the light screen up, so that means Earthquake... I assume she's choosing Earthquake because Earthquake will do more damage due to the light screen, even though it's evenly effective. And please don't crit, please don't crit. I would really appreciate this not critting. Okay, good. I was worried for a second there because it was getting close. Oh, we're a speed tie! Oh, that's so frustrating. That's annoying. Alright, sorry, Vil. If we had just had one more speed point, that would have been good. Alright, let's bring out Talon to clean things up here. Talon should definitely be faster. Oh well, gave it a try. And that should end the battle. So good fight. Should have got through my Pokemon, but if I only had 3, I probably would have bought Floor Jace maybe. I don't know. But cool to face off against a Goodra. Indeed a very strong Pokemon. And that's not all. That reminded me of our battle in Aquacord Town. I guess we did battle back then. Wasn't a tough battle, so I didn't record that one. That was the first time for both of us to battle with our Pokemon. Oh, okay, it was the very first battle, I guess. And who is this? Our other two friends. Tierno and... can't remember the other guy's name. Alright, I'll let you guys pause and read this if you want to, or read it as we go. But not going to narrate all the text because we are really here for the battles. Alright, and Tierno, I don't think healed our Pokemon, so this could actually be tough. It's kind of like a 6-on-6 if we're facing these guys back to back. I didn't check out their teams online, but I did read like they were coming up, and I think you get healed after Tierno before you face the third one. Alright, well, not good to have a grass type up first. Don't really have any flying resists on this team, and our only only fire resists are defeated. So, alright, I'm gonna take a bit of a risk here. Because otherwise, we could be in trouble. This is basically a 6-on-6, and we don't really have the best type. Oh, that's really bad. Oh, that's not good at all. Okay. Yeah, we know how strong a move Acrobatics is, and Talonflame is a pretty strong, fast Pokemon. It's very fast and a decent attack stat, too. So here's another opportunity for us to use Hidden Power, which is super effective. Of course, we have to survive this Acrobatics. Yeah, I was really just assuming we'd use like a fire move against a grass type, and then I thought we could survive that and maybe be faster. But yeah, this is going to be tough. The good news is Florjace can just barely survive 2 of those attacks. Otherwise we'd be in even more trouble here. So now it's 2v2, although we don't have much HP left, and Florjace is not the fastest Pokemon. Roserade, another very strong one. These are some pretty good Pokemon. Like, we're basically doing a 6-on-6 battle against a team of 6 very strong. I guess Delkite's not that strong, but Goodra more than makes up for it. Ooh, and this is also not good, because Roserade is one of the few Pokemon that resists all 3 of our moves. I guess not one of the few. Grass and Poison types are pretty plentiful. I do want to teach Annie Psychic at some point, but I haven't found the TM yet. So let's use Nature Power. Well, doesn't matter. Not sure what it'll do on the bridge. I was thinking maybe Tri Attack, but... Alright, so we are down to our last Pokemon. Can this pull a 2v1? This is going to be tough. I probably shouldn't have tried to be cheeky and use Dragon versus Dragon for the fun of it. I should have just used like a Fairy type. But alright, lesson learned. I did learn One Hammer, which is pretty cool. I think I do want Horn Leech eventually, but anyway, I'll come back to that. Roserade is a special attacker, so not real, and it's locked into Petal Dance. It's not really a reason to burn it. Let's go ahead and just use Phantom Force. Ghost type move that'll be neutral. So about Inver, the guy who lets you do inverse battles where all the type effectiveness is switched. So like water, it does not do much against fire, and fire is super effective against water. It's kind of cool actually. All right, let's just go for one more of these. And hopefully his last Pokemon, I think it's a Crawdon. I think we faced him before, which could actually... Oh, that could be... Oh, and we... Oh, no. Oh, this is... I'll go back to Inver in a second, but this is really unlucky. Because now we're locked into Phantom Force because it knocks stuff out in confusion, and that means he has a chance to use a Dark type move against us now. Like Night Slash. If we hadn't been locked in, we could use Wood Hammer, and we... that's really frustrating. That was just some bad luck that I almost didn't want it to be confused, to hit itself in confusion, and to have like just the right sliver of help to knock itself out. Like if it hadn't, I think we might have won that with Wood Hammer. We should have been faster, but that would have been a good comeback. All right, well, I'm going to heal our team up, and I'll be right back to try again. All right, guys, we are back ready for round number 2. No shenanigans this time. Let's just go all out, and hopefully we won't get... That was kind of a combination of 2 things. It was 1, me trying to use Dragon versus Dragon to be cheeky, and 2, just getting some bad luck at the end there. All right, we'll go ahead and do our battle. And I could be a little bit like I know her Delkite's first, so if I was smart, I would use Hawlucha. But then I almost feel like it's not fair because I'm going with the advantage of like changing up my lead, and can't change up her lead. So I don't know. I'm gonna go in the way I did last time with Sen again. But Unless we get really bad luck, I think we can win this time. So, anyway, back to Inver. You can only battle him once per day. And even though I hadn't battled him yesterday, or I guess really early this morning, technically, whenever you switch your cartridge into a new DS, the timer resets. So, I think they do that just because if your DSs could have like different program times, you could like switch them around and do multiple once-a-day things in the same day. So that's why they have the limitation. So it makes sense, but I have like a DS that I play with just most of the time, and then I have like my DS with the capture card, which I try not to bring with me anywhere because I don't want to break it. Alright, we're probably gonna get seed bombed again. Yeah, I'm glad the AI is actually like fairly smart. It seems that's kind of cool. So yeah, because of that we can't face Inver quite yet, but once the clock strikes midnight, we'll be able to. Okay, let's not mess around. We're gonna bring in Talon, who is a flying type and is very fast, and Chestnut is 4 times weak to flying. Now, alright, you know what I'm going to do actually? I'm going to use Encore. Because my concern with using Acrobatics is he's just going to use Spiky Shield, which actually isn't like the end of the world. But if he keeps using it multiple times in a row, or she keeps using it multiple times in a row, that could be annoying. Now I've just Encored. Oh, they're protected from the Encore. Interesting. Okay, well, the good news is there's now at best a 1 in 2 chance of Spiky Shield working, so... And she didn't go for it this time, so perfect. Kind of worked out nonetheless. I was hoping to use it into Seed Bomb and Encore the Seed Bomb, so she'd be locked in using Seed Bomb, which is not very effective. But in the end, it probably would have done just as much damage as Spiky Shield, so I'm not sure it really mattered. Alright, Talon, Acrobatics. Yeah, that was also like just bad luck too, or maybe not bad luck, a misplay to switch into that Acrobatics last time, because that really instantly knocked out one of our strongest Pokemon. Okay, doing much better now going into the battle against Tierno. And 52, our new highest level. I guess the XP from the last battle helped at least a little bit too. Honestly, even though I lose a bit of money for losing that, and I could just like, you know, reset the game, but it's not a big penalty, so I'm not going to do that. It's kind of worth it for the XP too, because I'm not using the experience share, so finding good ways to get XP can be a little bit tough. But I kind of like grinding. I can just like watch a movie and, you know, go to a cave or a field and have fun building up my team, sort of absent-mindedly. It's part of the fun for me. I really like these games because they have the experience share. You can turn them on and off. It's not like a matter of oh, and now we have Villa up front. Okay. What do we... We do have Thunderbolt. We also have Muddy Water. Let's use Thunderbolt. Swords Dance. Talk about that in a second. But just to finish the thought, I like that the experience share you can turn on or off on this one. It seems like such a simple thing to add. Like, it can't be that hard to program. And I just really wish in a lot of the newer games where the experience share makes you way over leveled that they didn't... But just give you an option to use it. Like, what's the harm in having the option? Alright, after this Swords Dance, I am a little bit worried here. And that's kind of Tierno's thing is dancing, and Swords Dance is a very strong move. But again, we don't have any flying resists. So... The question is, do I want to sacrifice one of our Pokemon? Let's go ahead and that would just be to get a free... I guess... I just don't think Vil can survive in Acrobatics. Alright. We're in a bit of a tight spot here, because the Swords Dance Acrobatics is a lot. I guess Floor Jace can survive it and retaliate. So we'll have to sacrifice one of our Pokemon. Alright, I'm going to actually switch into Talon here, which is almost certainly going to be a knockout, just like last time, but I think we're in a lot better shape this time. I think we're going to be okay. So yeah, there it is. In part I'm doing this because he's already had some screen time. So again, I'm falling into that trap of trying to like manipulate the battle a bit. But I do know that Annie could survive two Acrobatics last time, which means barring a crit, we should be able to survive a Swords Dance Acrobatics this time. And then we can use Hidden Power to knock out Talonflame, since we already weakened it with the Thunderbolt. Oh! What's like a 1 in 16 chance? That is so frustrating. We are getting so unlucky here. Okay, well, who is the next best defense, I guess? Maybe I should pay more attention to like resistances when I build these teams. It's more just like 6 fun Pokemon, different types, but yeah, we don't have any flying resistances on this team. Okay, so defense is 84. Defense is 74, although do we have more HP? 144? No, we don't, we have less. So, and then Mist is weak to it. So yeah, this is, I mean, this is... Let's see what Lumi can do. We might have to hope that he uses like a dumb move here, because I mean this is basically a competitive battling moveset. When you have Sword Stance on a Talonflame and Acrobatics, like that's a really good moveset. And that's kind of the reason I try not to use powering up moves in these Let's Plays. Okay, we survived, great. It's just because like if you do, you get one good Sword Dance or Nasty Plot under your belt, or Shell Smash, and you can easily sweep the enemy team, and that's just not that interesting in my opinion. Alright, Villa's level 50. So happy that we survived that. That gives us a chance to win this battle at least. Alright, so Crawdaunt is a good choice, but let's use Grass Knot, our coverage move, since Crawdaunt will resist Flamethrower and be immune to Psyshock. Crawdaunt is pretty heavy, I think, so yeah. I was trying to decide whether to use Grass Knot or a different move. I think... I don't know if we can't win an Energy Ball, at least not in this gen, but I think there were some other options. But it seemed like this was the way to go. Alright, let's bring in Nist now. I do think if I hadn't been locked into that, I could either use Wood Hammer or I could have gone for the Burn to reduce its damage. I don't think it has Guts. Ever since I've gotten Will-O-Wisp, I've been like paranoid that everything has Guts. It's an ability that makes you immune to the attack drop from burns and actually raises your attack stat whenever you have a status condition. So I'm always nervous to burn a Pokemon that could have Guts. Alright, and now once again it's Grass type versus Grass type. Again, not going to bother with anything too fancy. So I think we're going to win this after all. I guess Roserade doesn't have like Sludge Bomb or anything. This is a cool fight though. Like I like that they have a really strong team, and it's a very diverse range of very strong Pokemon. You're basically fighting a 6v6 against the strongest trainer yet, and probably the strongest trainer until at least the Pokemon League. I'd say until the champion, honestly. I can't think of anybody else in this game, and it's been a while since I played, who has like 6 strong Pokemon. Even the Elite Four only have 4 apiece, which is disappointing. So yeah. Alright, good fight, Tierno. I appreciate that. That was good. I almost again played myself by trying to by switching in Halucha to sacrifice him. But there's a reason for that, and that'll become apparent hopefully momentarily. I might have to wait until after this fight though. Alright, and there's our other's friend whose name is escaping me at the moment. Alright, he's really into the Pokedex, and I think that was the sound we just heard, because I read on the wiki that he heals your Pokemon first. Again, I did not see any of their teams in advance. I didn't uncollapse the thing, but I was just reading like when the next like big battle was coming out, so I knew when to record it. Alright, Raichu, a very strong Pokemon, and unfortunately we have a Water type up front, so not great. I'm actually, I've started a Pokemon Red Let's Play. That'll probably be the next one I post the boss battles for. And I'm using a Raichu in it. It's a Pikachu right now, but it'll be a Raichu. So if you want to see a Raichu in action, kind of an underrated Pokemon in my opinion. I've never really thought too much about Raichu, but it's actually has really good stats and a decent move pool, and it looks cool. I actually like Raichu a lot. Alright, let's bring in Lumi to get him some more XP. Kind of a neutral matchup here. We were probably actually slower. We're not. Okay, cool. That's nice. Yeah, I still can't get over that. Like I was betting on not getting crit by that Acrobatics, and we did. But alright, I will stop talking about that now. Let's focus on the battle at hand. And Psychic. Okay, cool. We are going to do that. There are reasons to use Psyshock over Psychic, but it has 10 less base power, and you know there are certain like metagames where you're more likely to face Pokemon with lower defense stat than special defense stat, or to use Psychic against those Pokemon. But I think in like the regular gameplay, it's probably like 50-50, so we'll just use the stronger move. And Psychic has that nice 10% chance of special defense drop, so it's got a nice little bonus there. All right, Aerodactyl, another cool Pokemon. Speaking of other games, I'm actually going to be doing a Fire Red playthrough soon. I don't know if I'll record that or not because there's some limitations to how I can do that. But I'm going to train Aerodactyl in that one. So another Pokemon I haven't trained in a long time. I think if I do record it, I don't have a... The trouble is my 3DS with the capture card doesn't have a Game Boy Advance slot. So I could play an emulator, but I don't want to do that for reasons I'll explain if I do that Let's Play. Or that boss battle series. So if I do it, it's going to be like recording my screen. I'll have to see how well that actually shows up. It's not going to be this quality. But if you guys are interested, let me know. And that might change things a little bit how you actually see this. It'll probably be too late one way or the other. Our Aerodactyl is very frail, but it is very fast and has a decent attack stat. And a decent move pool as well, as we can see. So let me give it a good try, but not quite enough there. Let's bring in Annie here, and there's something else I'm kind of hiding from you guys. I'll tell you in a bit. You guys might have figured it out, but okay, Hidden Power is super effective, but Dazzling Gleam should actually do the same amount of damage. Because Base Power 80 times Stab gets you to 120. Hidden Power is base 60 times 2 for super effective, gets you to 120. It's the same either way. And oh, okay, I did not know that he had a Florjace. That's cool. Florjace versus Florjace. Alright, I don't know. I should probably just use Dazzling Gleam. Yeah, let's use Dazzling Gleam. Part of me wants to use Nature Power, thinking it might be like Tri-Attack, and I can get like the Paralysis or something. Okay, Misty Terrain. I think that's good. I think that powers up Fairy-type attacks. I could be wrong on that. But either way, it's a turn that does not do any damage to me, so... Okay, now she does have Moonblast. I'm not sure how, because we're the same level. Maybe it's a move, maybe I need to go to the move relearner. I think once I beat the 8th gym, I'll go ahead and work on our Pokemon's movesets and held items. Ooh, okay, special attack drop. But it was it one stage or two? I thought it just said dropped and not harshly fell. I don't know, let's keep trying. If we get low on health, I might switch. Reset the drop, but we'll see. And let's keep an eye out. It just says fell one stage, not 2 stages. It's not really a great move. Not a great strategy, I'll say either. But our attack stat our special attack stat is very low at this point, so we're just kind of like whittling away. And oh no, not again. Alright, well the good news is unless he has any potions. Alright, let's use Nature Power for fun. There's no way it's Nature Power Dragon, right? I don't think it's... Okay, Energy Ball. We count as grass. We're in a grassy area, even though we're on a bridge. So, that works. Alright, and down goes Florjace. Level 52. Yay. Good job, Annie. That was fun. That was very tough, but very fun. That's what I like about these battles. Alright, and now hopefully, if this works... The thing I've been sort of hiding from you guys. I don't want to hype it up too much, but... Alright, again, I'm going to kind of speed through the text here, just because there is a lot of talking in this game, which is cool, I guess, if you're somebody who's really into kind of the characters and kind of the vibe and the feel of it. I like that they kind of put so much effort into it, but for this series, I'm more trying to get to the battles. So if you want to see all this narrated, like I said a billion times, watch the full Let's Play of Pokemon X on the channel. And Waterfall, that's cool, okay. I think I might need to get a Pokemon to learn like Waterfall and Surf, because I probably want to take off Surf from our Clawitzer Sen soon too. And for real. So part of the reason I was really trying to kind of like use certain Pokemon in that battle was because I wanted Vil to hit level 50 and not to faint, because I wanted her to evolve, and I thought it was level 50. Maybe it's 55, or maybe because like the dialogue at the end of this, it just like didn't allow the animation to occur. I don't know, I could just be wrong there. But that's the reason I was trying to like keep Vil alive, and the reason I sent Vil out to defeat her last Pokemon. I thought it would defeat that Goodra possibly, and then just evolve right away. So that was kind of the reason I was playing a little bit unstrategically there. I had a different strategy in mind. But that's kind of frustrating. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and just like gain some levels off screen. And actually, you know what? We can probably face Inver in like 2 minutes. It's almost midnight here. So let's do that, and maybe I can kind of do the same thing and get Vil to level 51. And I don't know if it is 51, I'll check it. But anyway, long episode. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and hopefully you stay tuned for more exciting battles to come. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you soon. Alright, I am back to make a long video even longer because I realized Sliggoo only evolves when it is raining or fog out in the overworld. Can't use rain dance or anything like that, but if you find some rain like this in the overworld and you level up at level 50 or above, that is when Sliggoo will evolve into Goodra. So I figured let's go ahead and show that on screen, and then we'll face Inver after this. Alright, there's a Sandile. I did get Sliggoo or Vil very, very close to level 51, so this should be enough. Let's use Dragon Pulse just so it doesn't miss. And as long as this is 48 XP or more, we should be all set. Critical hit. Hey, that's perfect. Our last attack as a Sliggoo. And there we go, 51. Alright, fingers crossed. This should work. Nice little stat boost, and... What? Vil is evolving! Yay! The last member of our team to fully evolve, but arguably the strongest. Here we go. And... Yay! Vil has evolved into Goodra. I actually have a little tiny Goodra plush right next to me, so I'll pretend that's Vil. Alright, awesome. Now our team is fully evolved. Could be a little bit biased because I do like dragon types, but Goodra is also the pseudo-legendary of this generation. So one of the strongest Pokemon they've released, and stat-wise at least, the strongest non-legendary, non-mythical. So yeah, pretty strong team. Still haven't really worked on their movesets too much. I'll probably do that more after the 8th gym. But let's go ahead and face Inver first, and then we'll face Wolfric, and then we'll be good to go. Thank you guys for watching. See you soon.